Hey Borderlands fans, and welcome back to another Borderlands 3 builds video. Today we will be taking a look at another FL4K build, and this time we are going to focus on what truly makes them special: their pets. Now, before we get started, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more content as we prepare for the next great video game launch of our lifetimes. So with this build, we're going to do everything in our power to give the pets the most love possible. I will state that this build was designed primarily to use all of the variants of both the Skag and the Jabber, but not all of the Spider Ant variants. It would be rather hard to get all of the skills where we needed to unlock each of the Spider Ant variants, but if you're okay using the Spider Ant Centurion, feel free, as it's available from the start. Starting in the Master Tree, we're going to pick up Gamma Burst. We're picking up this one because it's the only action skill option that actually buffs our pets. The way that this skill works is we create a radiated rift of energy near a handful of enemies, and our pet will instantly teleport to it. After teleporting to this location, the pet will grow in size and radiate enemies with each attack. Essentially, this action skill buffs our pets and debuffs our enemies. Now moving down to Tier 1, we're going to start by placing 5 out of 5 points in Ferocity. This is going to buff our pet's damage by 50%, making them an even larger threat. Next, we're going to put 3 out of 3 points in Persistence Hunter. These 3 points are going to increase FL4K's gun damage by 12%, but more importantly, these points are going to increase the duration of our action skill by 45%. This means that the buff applied to our pet will increase from a 20-second duration to a 29%. The last skill in Tier 1 of the Master Tree, and the third skill to maybe pick up, is Go for the Eyes. This skill is going to guarantee that the first melee attack from our pet will be an automatic critical, as well as buff our pet's critical hit damage up 75%. This is a skill that I would put 5 out of 5 in if I was using either a Spider Ant or Skag, but if I was using a Jabber, I would skip the skill entirely, as the Jabber primarily uses ranged attacks. We are now ready to move down to Tier 2, where we are going to pick up a skill that helps both FL4K and their pets. This skill is Who Say 2. What the skill does is give up to 5% of the damage dealt by one party to the other as healing, meaning that if FL4K does damage to an enemy, the pet will heal, and if the pet does damage to an enemy, FL4K will heal. This skill is going to provide much needed survivability for everyone involved. We are also going to put 5 out of 5 in Frenzy. This skill is going to give us a stacking bonus each time that our pet does damage to an enemy. The stacks granted by this skill affect both FL4K and FL4K's pet, yielding a 4% damage output per stack. This caps out at 10 for a whopping 40% damage increase. Another great Tier 2 skill to pick up would be He Bites. If we put 3 out of 3 here, 15% of the damage taken by our pet will be returned to the attacker. I love this idea as it turns our pet's defenses into another offense. In Tier 3, we're going to place a single point in Psycho Head on a Stick before moving down to Tier 4. The skill is great for granting a couple pet bonuses each time FL4K gets a kill. These bonuses are 12% increase to movement speed and 10% increase to damage. These effects last for 8 seconds and are going to cause our pet to move from one enemy to the next in great succession. Now, I don't think the Hive Mind works well with this build, as it shares some of FL4K's damage taken with the pet, and because our pets are a primarily source of damage output, we want them to be as healthy as possible. To further the agenda of keeping our pets alive, we are going to put a skill point in Mutated Defenses. This skill is going to give our pets increased damage reduction and health regeneration when they get close to dying. This skill will hopefully give us a window to help them out before they go down, and after the skill procs, it'll be put on a 15-second cooldown. This means that we could probably get 1 to 2 uses of this skill each fight. In Tier 5, we're going to max out Pack Tactics with 3 out of 3. This is going to give both FL4K and FL4K's pet increased damage output and increased maximum health. Health and damage are always good, so yeah, this seems like a no-brainer. We could easily pick up the Capstone Dominance at this point. This would override our melee attack and allow us to turn an enemy to our side for a short time. This seems like a skill that could be cool. However, I was not a huge fan of Maya's Thoughtlock skill in Borderlands 2, and so for now, I'm going to skip this one. Now that we have finished talking about the tree's skills, let's talk about the action skills augments. The first augment I'm going to put on this build is Atomic Aroma. This is going to give our pet constant radiation damage and an aura form around it. This aura will apply radiation to enemies so that our pet will take less damage and deal more. I see this augment as a must-have. For our second augment, I think that Endurance makes sense, as each time that a kill is made by us or our pet, the duration of Gamma Burst will be extended. Now, if we find that our pet goes down quickly, once placed in the middle of the fight, we could alternatively grab Burst Aid, which would provide tons of health regeneration for our pet, and for us if we got close enough to it. And with that, we have covered the Master Tree side of this build, and are now going to move over to the Stalker Tree. In Tier 1 of the Stalker Tree, we should pick up Sikkim. 3 out of 3 points in there is going to give us a attack command damage increase and an attack command cooldown time reduction by 30%. To gain access to Tier 2, we need to place 2 points in either Self-Repairing System or Furious Attack. For now, I think I'm going to favor survivability and put 2 points in self-repairing system, but if we were looking to make a more offensive build or increase our damage output with flak, it would also make sense to do Furious Attack. Now that we've unlocked Tier 2, we're going to put 5 out of 5 points in Eager to Impress. This is going to reduce action skill cooldown time each time that we get a kill, and reduce action skill cooldown time even further when our pet gets a kill. This will allow us to use Gamma Bursts substantially more often. And lastly, we're going to pick up Lick the Wounds. This great skill is going to allow for our pets to heal us when we're down. This skill will obviously be super nice in solo when we don't have allies to heal us, and now when we're on multiplayer, we can drift a little bit further away from the party without fear of whether we will be able to get back up or not when we go down. And so this is our core build. I really like the look of what we have here, and we still have 6 or 11 skill points left to spend based on whether or not we put 5 out of 5 in Go for the Eyes. Let me know where you decide to put the remaining skill points in the comment section down below, and of course remember to like this video and subscribe for more. Additionally, check back tomorrow and see our new Zane build, and with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.